All scientific calculators have two different logarithm buttons on them. And there's an LOG button, and then there's one called LN. So what's the difference here? When you see the log used on a number, say the log of 2, without a base being written, this means it's a base 10 log. It'd be the log of 2 base 10, which is approximately, I happen to know this one off the top of my head, 0.3010, what is it, 299, something like that. Alright, so you can verify me on that. I think that's right. It doesn't matter, but a base 10 log is traditionally written without a base. So empty base means base 10 only, means nothing else. And we call this a common log. So any base 10 log is called common because it's associated with our common numbering system in base 10. All right, and this is the logarithm system that Napier devised around 1600 as a means of doing some computations a little faster. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. The other one, the ln function. Ln means natural log. So when you see, for example, the natural log of 2, this means it's the log of 2 base e, or whatever this number is. I don't, this applies no matter whether that's a 2 or some other different number. But the log of ln, natural log, means log base e. And the log of 2, I think, is about 0.69. Let's punch that in. You should try this on your calculator just to get used to it. 0.69. 0.693147, and so on and so forth. Alright, I didn't check my log of 2. Yep. Actually, it's got another 9 here. Okay. Well, anyway, so here's the natural log, is base e logarithm, written ln. And if you take a lot of math, take calculus, study engineering or physics, something like that, you're going to encounter the natural log a lot. And you'll encounter e a lot. And because it's very, very common in more advanced applications. That's, the base 10 log is kind of fading away because we no longer have much need to use logarithms for computational purposes. I'll elaborate on that in a bit. But it's going away. It was pretty important though in the early days, up until about the early 1970s. In fact, people used logarithms to do computations, base 10 logarithms. So anyway, just an introduction here to these two buttons on your calculator. Now that means at the moment we only know how to run a calculation on our calculator for logarithms for those two bases. And so, for example, what's the log of 1,000? All right, well, punch that on your calculator and you'll find that's equal to 3. And that's because 10 to the third power, it's base 10, 10 to the third power equals to 3. Okay, great. But you can punch in any log of 517 if you wanted to, and get some decimal answer. So we can do base 10 and base e logarithms on a calculator right now. We can't do those other bases, but we will develop a way to use those two keys, either of these two keys, to calculate any logarithm. So it is possible to calculate any logarithm on a calculator, provided you know how. So that's something that we still need to develop.